Bob Network is claiming the classic prestige system is
Wow.
returning in BO6. This is something a lot of people have been hoping for, and again, the fact that Charlie Intel tweets this makes me think it's real. They might actually finally do it.
I would love it too. We are live, boys and girls. Welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, episode number 433. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. Today, I'm joined by Tanner, and boy, do we have items in store for you that are totally relevant.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying, isn't it?
Black Ops 6, that's what they're saying.
Black Ops 6. Welcome to the show. Yeah, so today, what we are going to talk about is primarily a lot of just leaks on stuff coming up. Most of which, unsurprisingly, of course, is related to BO6. Though, some of it is not. Some of it is related to Warzone. And then we're also going to talk about the Zepti situation. And I think we'll do that first, actually, since it's kind of a different category of thing. But before we start, a couple quick announcements, and we're going to go into more detail on these announcements at the end of the show. We now have free trials on our Patreon for all tiers. Patreon.com/thedropshot. You can sign up for free and you get full access to whatever tier you choose for 7 days at no cost to you. So you get the Discord role, you get the bonus episodes, you get the ad-free episodes, you get the early access episodes, all of that and more, depending on what tier you choose. And now would be a great time to sign up for those free trials because we just released couple days ago, earlier this week, our first Patreon episode of the month, in which Tanner and I did a little Season 4 Urikistan strategy guide, which we've gotten a lot of feedback on, actually, and people have enjoyed and benefited from tremendously. But check that out. Free trials are now live, and if you want to come to the Damascus Hangout, you could do that for free, as long as you sign up before next Friday, which is when that will be happening. But we'll have more to say on all of that at the end of the episode. But check it out. If we don't have 10 free trials by the end of this episode, I'm done. So keep that in mind. Thanks in advance. And also, if you have ever been or are a patron, you can't do free trials, unfortunately. Out of our control. So if you're like gold and you wanted to trial Damascus, you can't. Which I think is kind of dumb. Or maybe you can for a higher tier. I would like double check that. But as far as I know, that's not possible. So look into it. Anyways, with that said, let's get into the topic of today's broadcast. So mainly what we're going to talk about, is a lot of leaks. Now, I know that we are getting on Sunday, the 9th, tomorrow, the Black Ops 6 reveal. And no one really knows exactly, or at least publicly, what that will entail and how much info we're actually going to get from that. So it is entirely possible that some of the leaks today we cover are going to be covered in more detail or in a different way with the reveal event tomorrow. Yeah. And it's also possible that some of these leaks will not be talked about at all in the reveal event tomorrow. And it's also possible that some of these leaks are wrong, and we will learn that by tomorrow. So we're going to go through them all anyway and analyze how likely they are and if they're good or not, assuming that they're true. And then on Thursday, after the reveal event, obviously, we will have a lot more to say on all of that. because the reveal event will have happened by then. So before we get into that, though, I did want to talk about this Zepti guy, this Zepti situation. So I think we alluded to this.
Zept.
Good old Zept. Yeah, I think we alluded to this in our last episode. Zepti is a guy who was on a World Series of Warzone team, and he was evidently fairly competitive. Was he going to win? No, he's not on Biffle's team, but he might have done like decently well or whatever. And it seems like he's got a lot of love from a lot of other streamers too. That was one thing that kind of stuck out to me, was how much support he was getting on the TL, despite being banned manually by Activision, which is very interesting. So my understanding of the sequence of events is he was in the tournament, and then Activision banned him, and then he tweeted out, "Hey guys, sorry, I'm banned. The reason why is because I had a friend of mine grind obsidian camos for me."
Correct.
Which immediately raised a couple of red flags. Because my first thought was, bro, you're in the World Series of Warzone mix. You play 12 hours a day. You have obsidian already. I mean, that's so much time. Surely you didn't need someone else to do camo grinding for you. That's insane. However, Tanner raised a good point when he and I were talking about this off camera. And he was like, yeah, but these guys are doing scrims all the time, and you can't grind camos in scrims. So that's a fair point that may or may not be a fair point. I don't know how often these guys are playing customs, though. Because I do know they're
playing... been every single day, pretty much. It's been at least 5 days a week.
Yeah, I have no doubt that they play customs every day, but I also have no doubt that they play COD 10 hours per day of those 5 days a week. But are they doing customs for all 10 hours every day? Or are they doing some of that in pubs? Because
I don't know how long the customs usually works.
To pay someone for camo grinding. Yeah,
I mean, he tweeted, somebody asked him that question, and he like responded to it too. They were like, you could grind camos faster than any person that you're going to have do it. Like, why did you have somebody do it? And he was like, we've been scrimming. After the scrim, we like sit there as like a team, and we like go over the VODs for hours and like talk about things.
Okay.
And then the other thing too is like, he goes to sleep and the guy grinds his camos at night. So it's like, he's still playing the game and like doing other things. But then when he's off, somebody else is grinding stuff for him. That's the way it was working. Cause he showed DMs, going back and forth with the guy, and the guy was like, yo, like, am I good to hop on right now? Or are you playing? And he's like, no, you can hop on now, blah, blah. So,
okay. So if the story stopped there, what my position would be this. And I think, again, we said this last time, is that how stupid can you possibly be? Even if that's all that happened. Is that like cheating? No, I would say that's not cheating. I would not cancel someone if you could prove that that is the only reason their account was banned or something. Because it is a breach of the terms of service. You're not allowed to account share. But is it that big of a deal? Like, no, I don't think so. I think having someone else camo grind for you is not that big of a deal, even though it is technically against the TOS.
Yeah.
However, also, more than that, why break the TOS knowingly right before the World Series of Warzone? It's for an obsidian camo. It's a completely insane thing to do. And I'm almost glad he got banned just for being that stupid. Actually, because it's completely insane. What is an obsidian camo worth the risk, bro? Like, obviously not. So that,
yeah, it's just young kids don't think, they don't know any better. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't risk that on my own account. I would never do that on my account.
Yeah,
so
I know.
It's weird that these kids,
Warzone, exactly.
Like, it's such a big risk for something that does not matter at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's very weird. Very, very weird.
Yeah, super weird. So, however, evidently the story doesn't end there, and we got a bunch of additional info today, I think. Is that correct, Tanner?
This was yesterday, or maybe even 2 days ago now. I think it was all yesterday.
But nonetheless,
yeah,
we have
so
more context.
basically,
yeah, tell us about it.
So what else happened was people, I think we talked about it on the Thursday pod, is some people started getting unbanned because they were saying people that had changed something in their account in the last 30 days, they realized were getting banned. And then one of the Activision, some employee was talking about like bans being reversed, basically. So like
For
another
people
World Series of
changing their
Warzone
names,
player,
I think, right?
it wasn't exactly names, but it was something to do with like changing your account info. I don't know, maybe it was names, but either way, so people were like, oh, like maybe like Zepti's gonna get unbanned too. So then, yeah, the next day, he tweeted out, the ban was unfortunately final. Here are the convos between me and Flossie, who's the guy who grinded camos, at the time of logging onto my account up until I got banned. He did say after that he was using DS4 and a VPN while on the account that I was unaware of the whole time. I was ultimately banned for unauthorized software and manipulation of game data. And that's all I've gotten back from Activision after many attempts of reaching out. I don't know what's next in store for me, blah, blah. This game is my life, blah, blah. Get a job, but yeah. I'll do anything I can to clear my name and get back to competing. I appreciate everyone's help. So then he posted a bunch of screenshots back and forth with this guy, Flossie, who was grinding the camos for him.
Real quick, what is a DS4? Do you know what that is? I'm assuming that's an unlock
we'll talk about
tool.
it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. Okay,
right.
so the DMs go back and forth. So yeah, like I said, he would like Zepti was showing the DMs from when he started grinding the camos. When Flossie started grinding the camos for him. So they're like going back and forth, like, yo, can I do it now? He's like, yeah, do you want it on the car? He's like, yeah, get it on the car, blah, blah. So then like the next day or a few hours later, the Flossie guy goes to log into his account again. And he said, yo, I just logged in and this happens. And it shows error. You have been permanently banned from Activision servers. So he's like, I logged in and this just popped up.
Oh, no.
So then they went on to talk about other stuff. A lot of it wasn't really relevant. But Flossie was like saying, I don't know how you can be perma-banned. I play on my account like this all the time and mine isn't banned. He said, I logged onto your stuff in Warzone too. So this guy obviously grinded camos for him in the past and you were fine. Like, I don't know what happened. All I did was play and that's all I have is the VPN and DS4, but that's not cheating or nothing. I saw someone say exploit boosting can cause permaban. So Flossie then released this statement. He then deactivated his Twitter account, by the way. Yeah, but he said, with that being said, yes, I used a paid version of DS4, which is unauthorized software, which gives you extra aim assist and scripts similar to aimbot. Zepti didn't know about this at all. Deeply sorry to put Zepti in the situation. I don't know exactly what DS4 is. From what I can gather, I did some quick research. One thing says it's just a way for people to use Sony controllers, certain PlayStation controllers on PC. You need DS4, but I guess there are different versions of DS4, and like this one he paid for, you get other things. You can use other things. So I don't know, because I've heard this before. A lot of our Twitter or our TikTok comments have said the same thing, like every streamer cheats and uses DS4. But there's not a lot of info out there that I could find like of what DS4 is, because everything is somebody says something different, you know? It's one of those situations where nobody gives the same answer. It's something else everywhere you read it. So
right.
Let me find the other tweet, because Hecksmith, who is the guy who does all the aim assist testing, he responded to this. Let me find the tweet. And he said something about he's never seen proof that DS4 even causes or can give you extra aim assist. Let me find it. Okay, so this is from Hecksmith, who does all of this testing. People buying those DS4 scripts are getting scammed, giving, quote, extra AA via an external script is cap until someone proves otherwise. Best they tend to do is just keep AA always on, which is what any non-bot can do themselves. Okay, never mind, that doesn't matter. But yeah, so I don't know, but whatever it is, this must have been flagged as unauthorized software, and that's why the guy's been permabanned. So yeah, this guy wanted camos on his account. This World Series of Warzone competitor had some guy grind it. He got his account banned for unauthorized software, and now he can never use that account again.
Yep. And he's DQ'd from the World Series of Warzone, and his teammates are too, which really sucks. Because I would be furious. If this was my teammate, especially getting banned in the dumbest way possible, I would be livid.
Yep.
Because his two teammates are screwed now. They can't do anything. They can't find a new team. It's too late. And the ban was so avoidable. It was so avoidable.
So avoidable. Yeah.
Like, I
just
don't know
be
this,
a child.
Just
Get
don't
older.
be an idiot. Yeah, it's like, I don't know this Zepti guy at all. So, and usually when things like this happen, my instinct is to say that guy cheats. But in this case, it really doesn't seem like he does. He's got a very good reputation among a lot of competitive Warzone players. And it truly looks like what happened was he had some guy camo grind for him, and he may or may not have known that the guy he got to camo grind for him uses unlock tools or aimbot or whatever. But even if the guy uses aimbot and you know it, as long as like you're not aimbotting or walling yourself, it's not the end of the world, but it's that's on the line for me. But in terms of just avoidable mistakes, like, would you not consider this possibility if you're account sharing with someone? Like, okay, well, what if they're cheating and they cheat while they're on my account and I get banned?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would be pretty bad. Like, doesn't that possibility occur to you? And then you weigh it against, oh, but I really want the obsidian camo, and that wins. What? Like, I don't know. So, anyway, yeah, my position is, I mean, this is insanely stupid. But unfortunately, yeah, it does seem like he's innocent. And then well, not innocent, but not like a cheater. So, however, I will also add, if I were in Activision's position, I'm for sure banning this guy. Yeah. I don't think they should reverse it. Even if they can like prove that this is true. It's just like, you can't do that. I mean, you clearly broke terms of service, even if it was only account sharing, and you're like in the middle of qualifiers. Like, I have to ban you. Sorry. It is what it is. So,
yeah. So one other thing, they did a PC check on him. So somebody offered to do a PC check to like help clear his name. So Zepti was like, yeah, sure. So they did. I guess this guy is pretty well known and trusted from what a lot of the comments said, that he's like a good PC checker. So yeah, no injections or any red flags were found on his PC. Neither was any evidence of any wrongdoing, deleting data, deleting programs, etc. They also offered to get Flossie, the guy who grinded the camos. They offered him a PC check, and he never responded, and that was when he deactivated his Twitter.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, the guy gets paid to grind camos. I would use an unlock tool if I were doing that. Be way faster. You'd earn money way easier.
Well, it doesn't even sound like it's an unlock tool. It sounds like he's just using some sort of a cheat.
Yeah,
it's not that he's using an unlock tool. He's just using whatever that software is to do whatever he.
Yeah, I suppose that's possible. It's definitely possible that has an unlock tool, though. If it does actually give you extra aim assist, that's aimbot, by the way. I don't know what extra aim assist is supposed to mean other than aimbot. It's a weird way to phrase aimbot. It is aimbotting. Yeah. I mean, if you're giving me extra aim assist, that is aimbotting. Like, I don't know. But anyways, I would imagine most programs that do give you soft aimbot or hard aimbot also come with unlock tools. Like, I wonder how many aimbot softwares are out there that do not have an unlock tool in their suite, in their like programs suite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, this Yeah, this DS4 program would not have anything like that. I'm trying to read more about it right now, but
Yeah, maybe not. Then I don't know.
But I mean, if Hexsmith says that it doesn't give you extra aim assist and it's never been proven, then I would trust what he says over any random post I see online, because he's the only person that actually tests everything.
Sure. Yeah. Either way, that's it for the Zepti thing, really. And yeah, if he passed a PC check as well, if you're good at checking PCs, by the way, you would know if someone was cheating. Especially if you're looking for evidence they deleted that stuff too. Because I've watched one of those videos once. This was like a year and a half ago when that like Hawaiian guy got a PC check or whatever. They go into like your registry to look for every single action that took place on this PC.
Yeah.
Including like, deleting whatever. So it would be very hard to hide if you ever did actually cheat from someone who knows what they're doing, poking around your computer. So again, there's just another thing to say, like, Zepti is guilty of being an idiot. I don't think he's guilty of like cheating or attempting to cheat in any competitive fashion. So that's something, but it's just, it's a shame he just torched his whole team like that. So
I know, really screwed him over, man.
Yeah. So
it's not like it's some little tournament either, but
I know exactly. That's the thing. It's like
because the way they pay out for World Series of Warzone, like, first of all, if they had made it, they would have gotten a free trip to anywhere in the world, wherever the tournament ends up being. And you have to place like top 30 teams to make money. Like, they give money to everybody basically. So it's like they could have gone to the tournament, you know, made a bigger name for themselves, gotten a free trip out of it, maybe made a little bit of cash, and now they get to do none of that because their teammate decided they wanted obsidian camos on their guns. So that's cool.
Exactly. It sucks. And yeah, like, they weren't going to win, and they might not have even earned any money, but they very well could have at least gone to the LAN event, and missing out on that experience alone really sucks. Because how cool would that be, dude? Like, you go meet all those like streamers, you get to shake Biffle's hand and hope some of his energy rubs off on you, take pictures, get a bunch of clout.
Biffle writer, huh?
Like you said. Oh yeah. I will glaze Biffle and I don't care. I love, by the way, I love how people in our comments and in our chat all the time will be like, dude, get Biffle's member out of your mouth or whatever. It's like, bro, you think I'm like ashamed of this? I am glazing Biffle. He's obviously the best. Like, so far better than everyone else. I am glazing. Yeah. I'm not like ashamed of that. Like, oh, you complimented someone. How embarrassing. It's like, is it? Especially when it's true. Is that embarrassing? I don't know. It's so, call it glazing all you want, but he's much better than everyone else. So if stating a fact is glazing, then
frog thrust,
yeah. So anyways, moving on from that, we have a bunch of leaks. This is going to be the majority of today's episode. Most of these are, I don't know what this last tweet is, by the way. Most of these are related to Black Ops 6, but we have one that is not, and we're going to start with that. So some guy named Crash FTY on Twitter, change it, tweeted, bye Vondel. And then some other guy replied and said, win. And then Crash replied, something is going to happen in season 5 or 6 or before. So literally at any
sometime.
That literally encompasses all the time before BO6 releases, by the way.
Well, when I read the first Vondel tweet, I assumed when BO6, when we get the integration, Vondel's gone. So actually hearing that it sounds like it's going to be gone before is actually a little bit shocking. So yeah, according to him, Vondel's going to be gone sometime in the next few months, which means we're going to have Fortune's Keep. That's cool. That should just go away forever.
Yeah.
Fortune's Keep and Rebirth. Okay, you might just get rid of Fortune's Keep at that point too.
Please,
because there's not a person on Earth who is going to prefer that over Rebirth. At least Vondel's a lot different.
Exactly. That's such a good point. Yeah.
There are people that like Vondel because it feels different. Fortune's Keep is just a really bad Resurgence map. So
I agree with you. I think most people like Rebirth better than Vondel also, but the difference between
for sure
Vondel and Fortune's Keep and Rebirth is that Vondel is unique in that the player count is 20 people or 40 people higher, and the map is way bigger, but it's still a Resurgence map. So it's like a fundamentally different experience. Whereas Fortune's Keep and Rebirth Island, same player count, roughly the same map size. So if you're going to get rid of, and everyone prefers Rebirth to Fortune's Keep. So if you're going to keep only 2 Resurgence maps, you should keep Rebirth because it's everyone's favorite. And then for the last one, the one that's like meaningfully different, instead of just being a strictly worse version of Rebirth Island, which is to say Fortune's Keep. But they just brought it back, and they would feel like they wasted their time and resources on remastering. And by remastering, I mean renovicing, ruining Fortune's Keep.
Yeah.
All that development. So it's not surprising at all to me that they're going to keep it instead of Vondel, because we have had Vondel for a while, and it did its job. It made Warzone 2 playable, but I think it has actually served its purpose. I'm not going to miss it, frankly. I think there was a missed opportunity to have ranked Vondel, to be fair.
I think so,
You
too.
brought that up, and that's a great point. That would be a really fun, unique ranked experience, but also they were quite literally never going to do that anyway. So it's,
yeah.
That
would have been so much better than 2 seasons of Rebirth. Yeah, we kind of talked about that. It's like it served its purpose. For me personally, and a lot of people, it was the saving grace of Warzone 2, because the game was awful. It was so bad and clunky and slow that for me, playing big map was just horrible. So Vondel saved that for sure, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it did save it, yeah. Because
that's a poor one out for Vondel.
Pour one out for Vondel for sure, but its time has come. I think that's. I'm not surprised by it, and I'm not really mad either. Because it was like you said, when Warzone 2 was out, like even if you enjoyed big map, Vondel was still fun because it was big enough that it really did kind of feel like a BR still. Actually, I interrupted you.
Hopefully too, like I'm assuming, they're starting to cut maps one by one. They cut Ashika, now they're cutting Vondel. We are going to get a new Resurgence map with the Black Ops 6 integration into Warzone, you would imagine, right? So probably at that point we get Verdansk back, and within the same season, if not just at the same exact time, the game also launches with another new Resurgence map.
You think so?
And then hopefully at that point, Fortune's Keep is just gone too, and then it's just Rebirth and a new map. Yeah. I mean,
interesting.
When do you think we would get it? Not to like season 2 or 3?
I would think, I think we would get Verdansk in like season 0, right? So I think
whenever the integration happens, yeah.
Yeah, which I think they've been doing prior to the first season they ever have. I think usually
was
that's
it
been
that
the
way
timetable.
last year?
Maybe not. I could be wrong. Maybe it was on season 1.
How it was last year. I know they've done that in the past, but I don't know like what it was most recently. But
whatever the case may be, I think it would be the season after for the integration. I think. So if the integration is season 0, Resurgence map season 1, and then 1, 2, whatever. Because I think they're going to want to drum up a ton of hype for Verdansk and then basically force everyone to play it for a while. For at least a couple weeks first,
Mm-hmm.
So, but I would I could really go for a new Resurgence map because we haven't had one of those in a long time. In fact, Vondel was the last new Resurgence map we've had. Rebirth's a remaster. Fortune's Keep was a remaster. Ashika Island was before Vondel. So like we haven't had a new Resurgence map in so long. And then all the other ones, there was Fortress in MW2, which is just a section of Al Mazrah, so that doesn't count. And then there were like the mini resurgence maps that are the 3 areas of Urikistan. Those are also, I would not qualify as new. So I think Vondel was like the last new resurgence map we had. And it's been like, what, 2 years?
Well, 1 year.
Longer than that, right?
No. Because we were playing Warzone 2 this time last year. And Vondel came out in probably April or May.
It came out on June 14th.
June. Okay, so
yeah, like exactly a year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what I said. So anyways,
Sure, yeah.
Vondel's going away probably. I believe it, and I'm not going to miss it too much. So
it served its purpose, yeah.
Exactly.
Plus with Treyarch, this being their game, it could be cool. We could get like a really fun looking type resurgence map, you know?
Yeah.
With their, you know, more fitting to their style. Or maybe instead of a new map, honestly, I wonder if we just get a rebirth facelift for BO6. And it kind of launches with that. You know, maybe we get, since rebirth is coming to the game, maybe it just gets a slight little facelift, some visual changes to go in line with Black Ops 6, and then season like 2 or 3 is when we get a new resurgence map.
Yeah, like Rebirth 91.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. That's when the Gulf War happened, right? 91? I think so. I'm a historian.
I don't know, you're the expert.
Yeah, you're right. So
you weren't in the you didn't serve in the Corps that early.
I was not in the Corps that early, no. But I had a lot of guys.
You were in Fallujah
teams.
day 1. You stormed Fallujah.
That's correct, yeah. And we had some Gulf War vets assisting that op.
You did. Okay, that's good.
They would get outside the wire plus get kinetic. Today's episode is brought to you by our Patreon, where we offer our members all of our episodes early access and ad-free. Starting at just $5 a month, at the gold tier, patrons also get 3 raw, uncensored Call of Duty bonus episodes every month, in addition to every bonus episode we've ever done in the past, and a unique Discord role. Starting on Saturday, we'll also be offering free trials of our Patreon for every single tier. So go to patreon.com/thedropshot, look at all the tiers, sign up. It'll be free starting Saturday for the rest of the month of June. We've started changing up what topics we're covering dramatically for our bonus episodes here on Patreon. And here's a look at what the first one is. Our first bonus episode this month was a Warzone Season 4 strategy guide, which is now live. Urzikstan has changed a ton with Season 4. There are quite a bit more players on the map and quite a bit fewer regain mechanics. Regaining is a lot more difficult for a variety of reasons. And as such, the game now requires a different approach, especially in the early game, to do well. We go into great detail in that latest bonus episode, which again is now live, and what's working really well for us. At $10 a month, Platinum gets you everything from the gold tier alongside a Q&A app where only you guys can ask the questions or hear the answers. And Damascus at $20 a month gets all that plus a behind the scenes episode, a monthly Damascus only patron hangout. This month we'll be doing multiplayer customs, and next month's going to be even more exciting, and access to the Discord Damascus Lounge. And if you wanted to get real crazy and be a Giga supporter, you could always sign up at Obsidian, but keep in mind there are only 10 slots available. Did you hate hearing this ad? Then sign up for our Patreon, because then you won't have to hear it again. Let's get back to the show with us. So anyways, moving on from that, now what the moment you've all been waiting for, and I was in the Corps. What is it? Black Ops 6 leaks. So we've got a lot of leaks. And again, like I said, many of these may be covered again in better and more detail tomorrow for the reveal event. Many of them may not. Many of them may be wrong. We will take them. We will take them as we go and evaluate all of those things. So, what is this first little item here?
First one coming from Charlie Intel. So by the way, anything Charlie Intel tweets, they already went to a creator event last week. Probably. So their quote leaks are confirmations.
Yeah, basically.
Because I think Kashav has tweeted like 3 or 4 leaks. They're all going to be real. So these first 3 items we'll probably hear a lot more about tomorrow. But anyways, this is coming from Black Ops 6. They say, get ready for a signature Black Ops experience. Ooh, boy.
Wow.
Complete with cinematic redacted, a best-in-class redacted, and the epic return of redacted.
Got it.
Launching on redacted. More info tomorrow. So this could mean a lot of things. People are thinking, some people think the epic return at the end is just like zombies or round-based zombies. The best in class, who knows? Some people think it says best in class multiplayer. Some people think it's best in class. I don't know. There were a bunch of tweets out there that I was reading, but we don't know what this means. So this we'll get more info on tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know what any of these redacted words could mean.
I think this
redacted.
Alone. Yeah, I think this alone kind of shows that the reveal will give us more info than we thought. And then cinematic campaign is probably the first one.
What a weird word to redact, though. But yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's Call of Duty marketing. It's lazy marketing, yeah. Complete with the cinematic marketing, best in class. A lot of people think multiplayer, and then most people are thinking that the epic return of zombies as the last one. So.
And then launching. Oh, so I guess we're going to get the launch date.
Yeah, so we're going to get the launch date tomorrow for sure. It will be in October at some point. I thought the date was already leaked. Didn't Tommy Henderson leak it a long time ago?
He did, and we talked about it.
It was something in October.
It was earlier than it was earlier than normal, too. I remember that.
Yeah.
I think it was early October.
I think we're getting a lot more info tomorrow, guys. I really think we are. I think we're going to see... We might see actual gameplay, because like I said, a lot of people have been saying and hinting at creators went out to Treyarch this last week to play test the game. So if that's true, they might be posting snippets of gameplay, or if not gameplay, it'll just be like them doing kind of a Q&A thing where they're talking about like, this is what Treyarch told us. We asked the devs this is what they said. So be on the lookout for that as well, besides the actual reveal, because that's that usually ends up being the more exciting part, honestly, is what comes with the reveal in the creators talking about what they experience.
Yes, yeah. It seems to me that the creators that have been flown out there have almost certainly played the game, and they will be allowed to talk about their experience at the very least. What may not... I think the question is whether or not they were allowed to record and post footage of that. But we've seen this, I think, before. We've definitely seen it before with other games. I think we've seen it before with Call of Duty 2, where Swag will, as soon as the embargo's lifted, Swag has a YouTube video scheduled where he is talking about how he played Warzone 2, but he can't show footage because he wasn't allowed to record footage. But he's allowed to say whatever he wants. He's just not allowed to like share video. Yeah. But we've also gotten other events of the same type where they do allow them to share video. And then they would schedule the video, obviously, with the gameplay. So yeah, I think you're right, though. I think this is going to be more information heavy than we expected it to be, and that they've ever done. Because usually their first cinematic trailer, that happens usually on its own day, and there's nothing else with it. So it's weird that they're going to be doing that plus actual relevant info at the same time. I don't know why they're doing that, but maybe it's because the game is launching sooner than usual. So they're on a bit of an accelerated timeline, perhaps. Maybe that's why they're doing it. Whatever the case may be, the fact that creators were flown out for any reason implies to me that Tanner is correct. This is going to be more... There's going to be more info than just the cinematic trailer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just even the fact they play tested something this early and might be able to talk about it shows a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
So, moving on to the next one here. Again, from Charlie Intel. This is Bob Network's leak, though. Wait, did we talk? No, we didn't talk about this. Breaking. No. Bob Network is claiming the classic prestige system is returning in BO6. This is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And again, the fact that Charlie Intel tweets this makes me think it's real. They might actually finally do it.
Yeah. I would love it too. So, by the way, for those of you who don't know what this means, because some of you did start playing after we had the classic prestige system already
We've
removed.
got some boomers in here that started MW19 probably, yeah.
Yeah. So the classic prestige system back in the day, what it was so there are usually like 55 levels to unlock all the guns and all the perks, like all the custom class stuff. So you start at level 1. At level 14, you unlock the AK-545, blah, blah, blah. And then at level 20, you unlock cold-blooded, whatever. And then once you get to level 55, in this game, you just keep leveling up. And then the number just keeps getting higher and higher. But back in the day, you'd get to level 55, or whatever the max level would be, and then you would just stop advancing. Unless you went to a menu and said, I want to prestige. And then when you press that button, you would go back to level 1, but you would be level 1 prestige 1, and you would have a unique icon as your rank.
Yeah.
It's the prestige 1 icon. And then you would be level 1 again. So you would not have any of those guns, any of those perks. They would all be locked again. You'd have to level back up to unlock those things again. But some things would not reset. So obviously, like the challenges you've done, those don't reset. The calling cards you've earned, the emblems you've earned, those don't reset. I think weapon camos too, those don't reset. But like a bunch of other stuff does reset. And it makes you have to grind up again. And then you go through that, you know, up to whatever it was, 10 times. And then you'd have like the really cool prestige 10 icon. And then you could just like level a bunch. And that was a really cool system because it gave people things to grind for. And if you didn't want to do it, you didn't have to. You could just stay level 55 and then you have all your stuff and you don't have to worry about resetting.
Yeah.
But, another thing too that prestiging used to do is you would unlock an additional set of challenges that you can only progress in after you've prestiged at least once. So like prestige calling cards and prestige challenges. Like for example, in BO4, this was the case. There was a whole extra category of challenges that you could not do until you've prestiged. They were called prestige challenges.
Yep.
So like if you wanted access to those, you had to prestige at least once. And then different games in the past handled it slightly differently as well. So like in BO4, for example, every time you prestiged, you were also awarded 1 prestige token.
Yep.
And you could spend that token on any item in the create a class system to unlock right away. So like the SOG 9mm was like a level 51 SMG. If you really liked that and you prestiged, you could just unlock that so you could use it at level 1 on prestige 1. And then once you get prestige 2, you get another token. So now you'd have the SOG and Ghost unlocked. And then you can keep going.
Yeah,
so
you can
like,
use them on kill streaks, whatever.
Right, yes, exactly. You kill streaks, perks, guns, attachment. Kill streaks, perks, guns, equipment. So that's how it worked in BO4. And that's the latest Treyarch game we had with the classic prestige system. So if we got one back, I would expect a lot of things to be similar to that. And I liked the prestige token system too. I think that was really cool. So if this comes back, that would be awesome. And I believe it because a lot of people have been asking for it. One little complication I can think of, though, not so much a complication as it is something to think about, is the last time we had a classic prestige system, we did not have Warzone.
Yeah.
And are you going to be willing to reset all your stuff if you're a Warzone player? That makes it a lot more Monka-esque. You know?
Well, yeah, it obviously wouldn't work that way in Warzone. I just don't know how the level system would work. There's
I
no
don't
way
know if
there's
it's
any
that
sort of
obvious that it wouldn't
Warzone
work that way
prestige
in
system
Warzone, man.
where you'd have to reset everything. No way. They wouldn't have that as an option.
I don't know.
I feel like it's just I just don't know how the actual level system, like your rank, would work in Warzone. Maybe there just isn't a prestige in Warzone, and somehow I don't know.
But they just put all this effort into like the integrated Call of Duty leveling experience where your level's the same in Warzone, multiplayer, Cold War, Vanguard, MW2, DMZ, Warzone Mobile, multiplayer COD Mobile. I don't think they're going to like suddenly have a separate leveling track if they have a classic prestige system for BO6 multiplayer versus Warzone. I do not see that at all. So that's the thing to keep in mind, I think. And yeah, I mean, maybe you're right, or maybe they'll think of some like solution to this, but does it need a solution? I don't know. I kind of like the idea of having to prestige and being screwed in Warzone also. Maybe reward more tokens for prestiging this time instead of in BO4. Or maybe they just don't level restrict anything for Warzone. So your Warzone classes don't require you to be level whatever to use this gun. You just automatically day one, level 1, you can equip whatever you want in Warzone. I think that would probably be the easiest solution that I could see.
Well, yeah, because we're going to have MW2 and MW3 guns in Warzone more than likely too. So it's like if you prestige, those guns aren't going to go away anyways. That's why it just doesn't make sense at all.
That's a good point too. Yeah, how does that work? Yeah,
I have no idea.
I would guess it like does, like the prestige system comes back and your character level would still read as like prestige 1 rank level 1 in Warzone. But again, when you're in your Warzone custom classes, it's just like playing a multiplayer customs lobby. Everything's unlocked regardless of your level. That would be my guess on how they handle it.
Or
and I think
it's
that would be a good compromise.
I think it would be as simple as like if you prestige in multiplayer, so you'd be prestige 1 level 1, which would basically be like level 56. I think when you go in Warzone, you would just be because then you couldn't do it the normal way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but I really doubt there's going to be any sort of prestige in Warzone. If I had to guess,
I think I agree. I think that would be too punishing, especially for how many people play Warzone, and they know that.
I feel like not many people would do it unless there were like extreme incentives to do it.
Right.
Like unlocked really cool special like animated camos, but
yeah.
I certainly wouldn't want to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, it would depend. Yeah, exactly. It would depend on the rewards and stuff.
Yeah.
But like in multiplayer, like back in BO4, I loved prestiging. It felt good. It felt good to prestige, and then like, all right, now I want to unlock things again. Gives you extra incentive to keep logging on.
Pretty much every multiplayer grinder will prefer the classic prestige system to what we have now in COD. So it's a really good thing for multiplayer players. Because the fact Warzone exists, I wouldn't really use this, honestly. Like, realistically, would I even prestige once? I don't know. Well, I'm doing the camo grind, maybe, but this is really good for the multiplayer grinders.
Yeah.
Really good.
For sure. You know, another thing it unlocked in BO4 also that I forgot is it unlocked the ability to prestige weapons too. That was really cool. So you would reset a weapon to level 1, so you would have all your attachments locked again. But the first time you prestige it, you get to have a clan tag on your gun. Yeah. And then if you prestiged it again, you would get to have a kill counter on your gun. That was really cool.
That'd be cool to have in Warzone. Having a kill counter on a gun, that would be nasty.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I would love to have something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is all great news for multiplayer gamers for sure.
Yeah. And also, if you don't like it, then don't prestige. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like I know
Nate Gibson.
No one's hurt by this.
Nate Gibson never prestiged in BO4, correct, right? Didn't he stay level 55 forever?
He didn't even prestige one time, yeah.
He probably had more PC hours on that game than like anybody in the world, and he never once prestiged.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's fine. Like, those people are going to exist, and if they don't want to do it, they don't have to. So, yeah, that would be really cool. I could believe it, but I'm not like super, super convinced. This is one thing, by the way, I don't think we're going to learn tomorrow. Well, maybe we will.
I think they would. I just don't think they'd go into detail. I think they would just say the classic prestige system is returning, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think all of these leaks are coming out as leaks because most of this is being revealed tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because there's a reason that we went from all of a sudden not many leaks, no leaks, not many, to all of them coming out the day and two before the reveal. Like, it's obviously tied to that. So I'm sure we'll get more info on that and then talk about it next week.
Yeah.
It also, if we get a lot of info, we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna handle that. If we're gonna do it on Patreon publicly, because I'm not gonna want to wait a whole week to talk about that stuff. You know, we might have to do a quick little Patreon recording for everybody.
Or we could do like a Tuesday instead of a Thursday pod, because nothing else is going to be happening next week to talk about.
That's true. Nothing will happen to Warzone. The only thing we could maybe be getting is like a car nerf or something if they decide to do that this soon.
In which case, yeah, we could just like quickly cover that. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll just do like an early ep. Yeah, it'll depend on that. So,
anyways. On to the next item here. Again, this is coming from Charlie Intel, but the leaker is COD Warfare Forum. Okay.
Change it.
Black Ops 6 Zombies will reportedly have 2 round-based maps at launch. Oh, wow. A lot of people are upset by this.
Really?
That they're only there are only 2. A lot of people are upset. But the thing is, if it's 2 and they're well done, then that's plenty. Think of all like the rifts and things they have now. Like think of eggs. Cold War Zombies even. 2 is plenty. You know, 2 is really good. Vanguard Zombies launching with 2. Yeah, that's not very fun. So if this has a bunch of Easter eggs and they're good solid maps, 2 is fine. But the general consensus was everyone seemed upset in the fact that they've had 4 years of development and we're only going to have 2 round-based maps on launch, which I understand. But again, if they're really good maps, 2 is plenty. And we'll probably get like one every season, if not one every other season. It's enough.
Exactly.
Zombies players, they play the most repetitive game mode ever created anyways. So you're going to be bored no matter what, right? It's a repetitive game mode, whether you have 1 map or 10 maps. You're doing the same thing over and over again.
That's partially true. If you're mad about this, I don't understand you at all. Because if it's gonna look anything like Cold War Zombies, which I expect it to, which is to say the best zombies experience we've ever had, excellent, awesome maps, very unique. They each had their own wonder weapons. They had their own Easter eggs. They had their own lore bits. The depth of just one Cold War Zombies map was insane. So if there are 2 on launch with equal depth, or even more possibly, that's going to be plenty of content before season 1 or 2 comes out and they drop another Zombies map, which is what they will do. And that's totally fine. You're not going to get bored of 2 round-based Zombies maps. I really don't think so. I think that will absolutely tide you over until like the 3rd one launches or whatever. And also there's very likely going to be that Ethereum crystal system coming back again, which is again what we saw in Cold War, where the better you did basically in a match of zombies, the more Ethereum crystals you would get. And then you could spend those Ethereum crystals out of match in the lobby to permanently enhance some facet of your next zombies experience. And you could level everything this way. So like you could level ARs like 6 times. And for upgrade 1 for assault rifles, your assault rifles would do 10% more headshot damage. For upgrade 2, it would do, 20% more, I don't know, accuracy or something, or like faster reload speed or whatever. It was like a bunch of unique different things. And that's just when you're using assault rifles and zombies, but it lasts forever. That's like a permanent feature that you have. And then you could spend crystals in that way on upgrading everything. So every single zombies perk had like the 5 upgrade things you could spend the crystals on. Every weapon category, every field upgrade, I forget what they're called in zombies, every kill streak or kill streaks in general. There's way more than I'm thinking of here, but there were like a ton of different categories of things to spend your little crystals on, and that incentivized you to play again, even if it is the same map or same 2 maps or whatever. So yeah, I think I am really excited for BO6 zombies is basically what I'm trying to say. Because if it's like Cold War zombies, it's going to be perfect. And if it's an improvement on Cold War zombies, I'm gonna bust. Because I'm not even a zombies player, and I love Cold War zombies, dude. It was so well done and so fun and so visually appealing too, like visually striking. It was just awesome. So yeah, 2 maps is plenty. And they're round based, by the way. That's a good thing. Let's not forget that we're getting what we want back. You know, let's not just gloss over that.
We are supposedly getting Outbreak. The same guy, I didn't even bother linking it because all he tweeted out was the word Outbreak. So, I assume he's hinting at Outbreaks coming back at some point. But yeah, if we have round based, I don't care. Unless Outbreak got a lot better. They could do a lot with Outbreak. So that will be interesting to get more info on. But yeah, it kind of just actually hit me like just right now that we are getting fun round-based zombies back.
We are, dude. Really fun.
Some of the most fun we've had in COD in the last 4 years was Cold War zombies.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, a great time.
Yeah.
God dang, it's a fantastic time. So I'm very excited for that, yeah.
Like, genuinely challenging, has a lot of replayability. You actually care about doing well and getting all your crystals. Mm-hmm. You care about extracting versus dying, because you got a way bigger bonus if you did the exfil thing. Exfilling was hard also, and you could absolutely fail. So you would have to buy like a chopper gunner. Make sure you buy a chopper gunner before you call the chopper, or it's going to be real rough. God, it was so fun, dude. It was so good. It was so good. So it was great. I'm super excited for this. And if Outbreak does come back, by the way, which I do believe, I'm super curious to see how that is. Because, yeah, Outbreak was not super well received ultimately in Cold War. But no one really talked about it that much because we had really good round base. So people, if they didn't like Outbreak, they were like, that's fine. I'll just go play the awesome round-based mode. But I think they know that. And they have the player numbers and the data, obviously, from when we did have Outbreak. And if they were lower than they would have liked, or lower than like the round-based mode, which I suspect is true, then if they do bring it back, it'll be different. It'll be like a lot different probably than the Outbreak we had last time. And in what ways could it be different that would make it more appealing or more fun? Frankly, I have no idea, but they can cook. I would not be surprised if Outbreak was a lot different than it was last time and a lot better than it was last time. And that would be really cool. But if it's not, then yeah, I'll just play the awesome round-based zombies. So I don't really care either way.
You know what it'll probably be? It'll probably be just like MW3 zombies. Just on Verdansk. Just open world.
Oh.
Zombies like we have now. It probably won't be anything new or interesting. It'll probably just be there to be there.
I think that would be a massive step back from Outbreak last time. Because it's really bad now. MW3 Zombies is really awful.
Bad too.
I don't think it was as bad as MW3 Zombies is.
Outbreak was terrible. At least the only we rarely played it, and we played it early on. Maybe it got better. I really don't remember much about it, but I remember it sucked. It was super boring and trash and garbage. MW3 Zombies right now is way more fun from the last time I played Outbreak.
I disagree strongly.
There weren't even zombies
playing Outbreak. Yeah, there were. And
there were hardly zombies.
Challenges. Remember that one challenge where it would lock you in a broom closet and you'd have to survive for like 3 minutes? We would wipe on that all the time. it was way better. So, whatever. Be that as it may, regardless, we will know more when we know more. I'm excited for them to run it back though, because worst case scenario, it's not fun again, and then I just don't play it, and I play the awesome round-based mode. So.
Yeah, I don't really care either way because I would probably prefer round based no matter what.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Especially in a game that's had this much development time. And honestly, the fact actually that it's launching with 2 round based maps probably does go to show you they've put a ton of work into zombies to make things perfect. Because like
quality
if we were
over
seeing
quantity.
Yeah, if like we were seeing like 6 maps or something on launch, they're not going to be good. They're not going to have the detail. They're not going to have the Easter eggs. 100%. They're not going to have the little missions, the lore. So the fact that we have 2, that probably means they are really, really well done.
I totally agree.
That's dope.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah, moving on to some other ones from Crash 50 again. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
From Crash. From
Change it,
not the real Crash, but this Crash.
From bad Crash.
If anyone is wondering, no, you won't be able to use your MW2 or MW3 weapons in BO6. Maybe some...
I don't know what that clause meant either.
That's why I
Maybe
just stopped,
some event camouflages will stop putting that in my DM crying face emoji. I don't know what that clause means, but yeah.
Anyways. So yeah, this is for multiplayer. So MW2, MW3 guns are not being carried forward to multiplayer, which was probably obvious for most of you, but just confirmation. This does not include Warzone. Warzone will have MW2 and MW3 weapons, probably. There's no confirmation either way, but I would say there's a 98% chance we'll have. Certainly MW3 weapons will still be in Warzone. MW2, there's a small chance they just get them out of the game. I would be totally open to that, but realistically, they probably keep those 2, and we have 3 games worth of guns in Warzone again this year.
I agree. They've done it before. They've done up to 3 games worth of guns, which is too many. I'd prefer they didn't.
Yeah, they don't like the clutter.
Carry any guns forward, frankly. I would love all new guns, just the Gulf War ones only in Warzone. Because you're probably going to get that same thing where it's like whatever's the meta on the last day before the integration in Warzone is what everyone will be using day 1 on the new map with all the new guns, and that's going to be super cringe and boring because I won't be using those things. We saw it happen with Caldera, but regardless,
Car 98.
Still. I would be not surprised at all if they did carry forward MW3 and MW2 guns for Warzone. But for multiplayer, I would be surprised if they did carry forward. So this is not a revelation to me at all. It's a new dev studio. It's a separate IP. It's a separate time period. Yeah. I mean, they're not bringing those guns to multiplayer, which they've never done before MW3 either, by the way. So, like, this would be totally within the norm, and I'm fine with it. I'm happy about it, actually, frankly. Because, again, I don't know if you guys remember playing MW3 on day 1, but I do, and my first death was to some guy with a FaZe Clan skin using a 5 attachment TAC 56.
TAC 56, yeah.
And a 5 attachment Rival 9 as a secondary on day 1 of MW3. And I said, really, man? We're level 1. You're not going to use any of the new guns? Sure won't. No. Bro is trying. So not having to go through that again will be cool. Yeah. I'm excited, dude. Ooh, new multiplayer. Woo! Anyways.
Yeah.
Not a surprise there.
So next one here from Bob Network. Exclusive Black Ops 6 will reportedly allow players to dive in all directions, similar to Max Payne. The game will also allow players to sprint in all directions. This combined functionality has been referred to several times as omnidirectional movement, and sliding will also return. So I don't know about this. I need to see exactly what they mean. Because like games that have omnidirectional movement, like the clips that they were showing, they were always third-person games too. So I don't really understand fully how this would work in this game. You know, it's like, what do you mean sprint in all directions? Like how?
So basically,
how do I start?
You would hold sprint and A, and you would be looking forward, but sprinting left.
Yeah, that just seems weird in a first-person game to me.
That does seem...
Third person makes total sense, but in first person, that is very, very, very weird. And something weird. I feel like I would never use, because how you're not used to doing that in any first-person game you've ever played.
It would kind of be like free-looking in Tarkov, wouldn't it?
No. Because Tarkov, you're still running straight, and then you use your mouse to look left.
I mean... Yeah, the way you do it will be different, but the functionality would be basically the same. I mean, in Tarkov, you can sprint without looking where you're sprinting, basically. So if that came to COD, I could see it. It would be weird, though. I don't know if any other game has that. But I think
supposedly X-Defiant has like weird movement like this, or at least where you can like change your dive direction or dive different way. I don't know. I need to see this. I don't have too many thoughts about it because I don't fully understand it without seeing it in this game. Like I understand it, I just can't picture it in Call of Duty multiplayer.
Yeah, it will be something for sure. I'm open to it though. If it does come to the game, I think that would be good. I'm all in favor of more freedom rather than less. One question I do have on the so like the omnidirectional sprint, that makes complete sense to me. Although it would feel weird because yeah, I don't know if any other FPS game you can like sprint left while looking forward. But I could see it being the case. But number one question I have is, can I sprint directly backwards? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Because I shouldn't be able to like... If my character model, if I see some guy and he's running directly away from me, but on his screen he's looking right at me, that's going to piss me off. Because then all of a sudden bro's character model is going to turn and instantly know where I am, where he shouldn't know where I am. So if you're going to have that, then bro's head better be literally turned around like the Exorcist, so I have information. I know where he's looking. So if they tie the character model's eyeballs to where the player is looking, which many games have been doing for years now. Like you can, even like MMOs, like if you are standing somewhere and you pan your camera right, your character will like turn his head right without your character shuffling or anything. So if they did that, then I would be, again, fine with this. But are they going to do that? Not too sure. I don't know. So that's going to be a little weird. And then also omnidirectional, wait, what did they say? Slide or dive?
Omnidirectional.
Dive in all directions. Yeah. So I'm curious what diving backwards would entail. Namely, are we introducing a new position? Because right now we have 3 positions in COD. You have prone, you have standing, and you have crouching. But if you can dive backwards, that would imply a 4th position, which is effectively sitting.
Sitting on your little ass, yeah.
Sitting on your little butt. Which, again, has been done in video games before, but that would be interesting to see in COD. How would the recoil be when you're sitting on your little butt? How would your character model look from your POV? How would your character model look from other people's POV? Would standing up from sitting be faster or slower than standing up from prone? How fast would sprinting be from sitting? Would that be faster or slower than from prone, etc.? There's actually like kind of a lot to think about and consider if that is going to be a new position you can take. But we don't know. Because what they could mean is you can dive backwards, meaning I'm just going to enter a prone position, but I'm going to be looking behind me. So yeah, it is weird. I am curious exactly what this means and what it will look like in practice. But my biggest concern is the character model's eyeballs. I hope that they indicate where the player is looking, because like, especially in Warzone, there are a lot of times where if you see a guy is running like away from you, you'll just let him keep running because you know he doesn't see you, because you can see the direction he's moving in. And right now, your camera position is tied to the direction you can move in. So if it's going to be the case where someone can be running away from me, but I don't know if they see me or not, that changes a lot, and that would be really bad. I need to know where other people are looking in this game. It would be really bad if you couldn't. So we'll see if
it could just be weird, unnatural movement too. Like if somebody can be sprinting and then all of a sudden basically jump backwards and lay down, I don't know. That's going to be very hard to learn how to track people like that when you've never had to do that in COD. That would be so jarring. So
yeah,
I'm a little worried about it, if anything, but yeah, I don't know.
This could be good, and it could be
never
bad.
Heard about this in a first-person game.
Yeah. So
also,
we'll
my bigger question is like, if they add this, would this come to Warzone, or is it going to be another year of multiplayer and Warzone having entirely different movement? Right.
True.
Because this would probably be awful in Warzone.
Back.
That's another thing too. It sounds like tac sprint is coming back. What I've been hearing is like there would just be a perk like we have right now where you can eliminate tac sprint.
Oh, and just move faster without that.
Just
ability.
Move faster without it. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe they would add that to Warzone even. Who knows? Maybe that'll just be like a regular perk that you could use in Warzone if you want to, or for some reason. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, so little worried about this one. Excited to see how it looks though, for sure.
Could be good though. Could be good.
Could be really good. Could be really good.
Could be bad too. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have no idea.
And then really the last one here that I have, it's because it was a GIF and I just screenshotted it. It sounds like we will have very few doors or no doors in multiplayer. So like in Cold War, for example, there were still doors, but there were not many of them at all. And it sounds like, once again, another Treyarch game, we are going to have not very many doors. This is one thing a lot of the multiplayer, the little sweats, really like. They hate having doors in the game. We've kind of talked about it. I really don't personally care. In Warzone, I actually love having doors.
Yeah.
I can see why people don't like having them in multiplayer, but me personally, I don't really care either way. But a lot of people get excited about this, so it does sound like there will be no doors in multiplayer, or very few, just like we had in Cold War. So that's coming back as well.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat as you. In multiplayer, I do not care. It doesn't matter to me at all. And in Warzone, I like there are doors. It's an additional potential sound cue, and it provides a tremendous amount of outplay potential having doors. You open a door real quick, you go right behind it, and then you close the door or whatever, or you hear them running up and then you bust the door back open. There's a lot of fun and exciting things you can do. I taught Jake that move. He was talking about it a couple weeks ago in Discord, but
oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. He was under control and he did the door play, my patented door play. And he didn't give me credit, which is kind of weird for teaching him that, but nice little tech.
Yeah, taught him a lot.
Tremendous amount, yeah. So anyways, and if I were his age, I'd be better than him. So yeah, that is pretty much it for leaks today.
Also,
go ahead.
The launch date, it's October 25th is what we're thinking it is, and that's what I think Tom Henderson had leaked. So the game should be coming out October 25th.
Right. And we'll get confirmation of that tomorrow. Because I think that's one thing they explicitly said is they're going to reveal the release date tomorrow. So yeah, that's it. Keep your eyes on our schedule, because in light of the reveal event happening on Sunday, we might make our first podcast next week earlier than Thursday, because that's really going to be all there is to talk about. So we might do it on like Tuesday or something. So follow us on Twitter at the Dropshot Pod and join the Discord or the YouTube. We post our schedule in all those places. And now, as a reminder, we have free trials for our Patreon. They are live now. They will be live for the rest of the month. So you could join any tier as a free trial. So if you wanted to try out a Damascus Hangout, for example, now is a great time to sign up, because you will still be in your free trial period when our next Hangout happens, which is going to be next Friday. And we're going to do some multiplayer customs. So if you've always wondered what the Hangouts are like, you can get a good taste for it for free as long as you sign up and link your Discord account before Friday, before that event happens, because it does take place in Discord and it requires your role to be all synced up. It's very easy to do. There's a guide in Discord on how to do it. But yeah, check out the Patreon. You'll get all the benefits for free of whatever tier you end up signing up for. And if you enjoy it, stick around. If not, see ya. But you also get, ad-free episodes, early access episodes, bonus episodes, and some other stuff. You can check out the website for all the details. And again, we've released a Patreon episode this month already, earlier this week, which was a Season 4 Urzikstan strategy guide. We've already talked about this, but again, a lot changed with Season 4 with the increased player count and the fewer regain mechanics and the high-value loot zones. So, and the bunkers. So like a ton of things have changed a lot, and we've kind of adapted and figured out the strategy on how to do really well. So you can go listen to that for free if you want. Patreon.com/thedropshot is live now. You get access to every bonus ep we've ever done as soon as you sign up. So you can go listen to that one. That's a good little start. So, all right, that is it, boys and girls. Thank you for watching plus listening. Stay humble.
Stay humble.